How did anime become mainstream? I'm sure many of you, like myself, have started to notice more and more of how much anime has been promoted here recently in America. So, how did anime go from being labeled weird and nerdy, to McDonald's, one of America's biggest conglomerates, doing a collaboration with some of the best anime studios, specifically to market to the West? In this video, I want to go over some of the most pivotal anime and its influence in American culture and how I believe it has become mainstream. Now, the first thing that we need to look at when seeing how popular anime has become in the last 5 to 10 years is the audience, which is primarily Millennials and Gen Z. Being a part of this club, I grew up on Disney classics in the 90s, like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. I also enjoyed Saturday morning cartoons on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. We're talking SpongeBob, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I even watched some classics on Boomerang like Looney Tunes. Growing up with these gave me a deep love for 2D animation and cartoons. Now, the common notion in the West growing up was that animation and cartoons, for the most part, were for kids. This is the complete opposite notion that Japan has. While Western animation companies like Disney stopped using 2D animation after Princess and the Frog in 2009, Japan doubled down and made 2D animation a staple of their entertainment for the rest of the world. Because of this, Millennials and Gen Z slowly but surely started gravitating towards anime because it provided more mature storytelling in the medium that we all grew up with. Speaking of our audience, I wouldn't be able to continue this video without mentioning a very important worldwide event from 2020 to 2022 which greatly increased anime consumption due to people being on lockdown from a pandemic. That's right, I'm arguing that because of COVID-19, anime experienced a great renaissance that we had never seen before. Now, was anime popular before COVID-19? Yes, of course. I'm not saying it wasn't. What I am saying is that with the help of social media, more specifically TikTok, anime as a whole exploded. The reason I am talking to you right now with almost 900,000 subscribers is because I started posting anime memes on TikTok in 2021.
He not beating Goku! He not beating Goku!
From a personal standpoint, although COVID-19 kept me from having a normal graduation and a normal college experience, it gave me the opportunity to become a content creator and an influencer for you guys, which I do not take for granted. Now, as we begin to look at these more specific anime, know that all of these, I would argue, grew in popularity during COVID-19, some more than others. With that being said, my first example is an animation studio that has created countless masterpiece films which has directly competed with the likes of Disney in the last 40 years, Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli has separated itself from more traditional anime that is based on manga or video games, which I will go over later. I believe that the creator of the studio, Hayao Miyazaki, is a sort of spiritual successor to Walt Disney, creating films that resonate for children but also have deeper meanings and motifs for adults to tackle. Not only this, but Hollywood has grown a massive respect for the studio, with A-list celebrities like Christian Bale, Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, Robert Pattinson, and many, many more starring in these films. When a Studio Ghibli dub is casting actors in Hollywood, every celebrity auditions because they know how popular these films are and how it will add unique value to their acting portfolio. And although Studio Ghibli is technically anime, it does carry a different weight in terms of influence as compared to more specific television broadcast anime that I will be talking about now. This anime ran for 1,269 episodes and is part of a $92 billion franchise spawning numerous video games and a worldwide popular card game. If you haven't guessed already, the anime that I'm talking about now is Pokémon. Pokémon was and remains a giant in Japanese media. And I almost forgot this in the video because Pokémon doesn't feel like anime to me, but it is. Without Pokémon, anime wouldn't have near the influence that it has now in the West. Pokémon was so incredibly popular that I remember that it would run prime time on Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network instead of being put on Toonami at night with the other anime. Now, part of this is due to the fact that Pokémon was targeted mostly towards kids, but I can't ignore the massive part that Pokémon has played in the last 30 years helping anime become mainstream. In addition to Pokémon, another show that I believe that played a massive part in the growing popularity of anime during the 90s was Dragon Ball Z. Although Dragon Ball Z was targeted more towards older adolescents because of the increase of violence and language compared to Pokémon, still, it took the pop culture world by storm, and although it only aired from 1999 to 2003 on Cartoon Network's Toonami program, it only grew with popularity through the years of it not airing before it eventually returned 12 years later with Dragon Ball Super. Because of this, similar to Pokémon, countless games, movies, and collectibles were produced from this franchise, and I would argue that Goku is one of the most iconic characters in modern media, not only worldwide, but in the US as well. But if you didn't know already, filmmaker Michael B. Jordan, like many other celebrities, is a massive Dragon Ball Z fan, and has directly taken shots from the anime to put in his latest film, Creed 3. Nevertheless, many fans of anime consider Dragon Ball Z the grandfather of shonen, which would become the most popular genre of the medium.
Also, this happened after I recorded this video, but I just wanted to say rest in peace to the creator and author of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. You will be missed.
Speaking of shonen, the next anime that we see grow in immense popularity in North America while Dragon Ball Z wasn't airing is a show called Naruto. Beginning to air in the US on Toonami in 2005, Naruto established itself immediately and rose to the top after a few years and peaked with a follow-up series, Naruto Shippuden. If Dragon Ball Z dominated the 90s, then Naruto easily dominated the 2000s, and it's still considered one of the most influential anime in shonen today. The impact of Naruto has even reached MMA fighting, with Israel Adesanya using the iconic Rock Lee stance in his fights, which I think is just the coolest thing ever. Naruto will also be getting the live-action adaptation treatment soon, with Shang-Chi director Destin Cretton collaborating with Naruto's mangaka Masashi Kishimoto, which I am very excited for. Sadly, in 2024, the current running Boruto has not been able to retain fans of this series, and I believe that it has lost some relevance in previous years as compared to other shonen like One Piece. Now, rewind to 2013 and we see a modern masterpiece start airing, which would stride against the common shonen formula that audiences were used to at this point. The anime that I'm talking about is Attack on Titan. Despite being produced by two different studios for a span of 10 years, Attack on Titan maintained a cult-like following within the anime community and is considered by many to be the best anime of all time. I still remember Season 4 of Attack on Titan premiering in December of 2020 and just how much hype surrounded the series. Although some fans were irritated with the amount of breaks the anime took, the 90-minute finale crashed Crunchyroll in 2023, which shows you just how much audiences loved this show. Full of twists and turns, a masterfully written story, and a protagonist unlike I've ever seen before in modern media, Attack on Titan is another big reason why anime is as popular as it is today. Now, this next anime is a visual roller coaster that has been produced by animation studio Ufotable. Demon Slayer took the anime world by storm when it premiered in 2019. Another great way for new viewers to be introduced to anime, Demon Slayer provided an entertaining story and likable characters that wasn't too hard to understand as compared to other anime with more confusing power systems. Demon Slayer crushed records, not only in anime, but in manga as well, with Demon Slayer alone outselling the entire American comic book industry with selling over 100 million units in 2021. If that wasn't enough, Demon Slayer Mugen Train grossed over $500 million at the box office, making it the highest grossing film of 2020 worldwide, and beating out Sausage Party to become the highest grossing R-rated animated film of all time. Continuing with the Entertainment District arc as well as the Swordsmith Village arc, unlike many other anime that cut the budget for episodes that air, Ufotable maintained an amazing animation budget that was movie quality even for their episodes. All this being said, Demon Slayer visually is jaw-dropping, and it's clear as day to see why it's helped anime become what it is today. Releasing 1 year after Demon Slayer during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, and we see the anime Jujutsu Kaisen come onto the scene. Now, I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video how social media really helped anime reach new audiences, but I think it's even more evident the impact that TikTok specifically had on Jujutsu Kaisen when it was released. I feel as if a large number of Jujutsu Kaisen's audience came from TikTok primarily because of how much attention it was getting during 2020 and 2021. Overnight, Jujutsu Kaisen became a sensation in the anime community, and when fans thought it couldn't get any better than Season 1 and Movie 0, Season 2 premiered in 2023 and defied our expectations even more. I'll just let the Anime Awards speak to the success of Jujutsu Kaisen, with the anime sweeping the competition and winning 11 awards, including Anime of the Year. The popularity surrounding Jujutsu Kaisen has been astounding, with celebrities like Usher cosplaying Gojo Satoru and spoiling half of the fandom, which I would find hilarious if I wasn't part of the half of the fandom that was spoiled. Nonetheless, Jujutsu Kaisen, I would argue, is worthy of being in this group of pivotal anime that have helped anime become mainstream. Coming to the last anime in this group, I think I would actually be crazy if I didn't include One Piece. Now, why would I save One Piece for last? Well, to be honest, I am a little biased because One Piece is personally my favorite anime, but I also understand that compared to other anime that I've talked about in this video, I actually don't believe that One Piece is near as popular here in the West as compared to Japan. I think the majority of people are intimidated by the almost 1100 episode count, which really keeps it in a group by itself in the anime community. Because of this, One Piece as an anime doesn't feel as inclusive as Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, even if this is the case, there is no denying the impact that One Piece has had in the anime community as a whole. Just look at what the LA Chargers did in December, bringing One Piece to their stadium. One Piece was the first NFL anime collaboration, which shows that its popularity in the West is growing much faster in recent years. Even non-fans respect it as one of the most iconic, and with the new Netflix anime adaptation, The One Piece, which will eliminate poor pacing and have a much higher animation budget by Wit Studio, this will be sure to bring in those who are intimidated by the episode count and who want more modern animation similar to what they're used to. In conclusion, I think we can say for certain that anime is now officially mainstream here in the West. And obviously I know that I missed a few other anime that you could argue had an impact as well, but personally I chose these based on what research I've done and what experience I've had as a fan. But let me know in the comments what your favorite anime is and if you have any that you believe deserve an honorable mention. I would love to hear back from you guys. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more long-form content, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would love to make more content for you guys. See ya!